What's up, guys? It's Dan. I'm back on the Hitman Labs All the Mod 6 server today, and I'm here at the building site. If you didn't see it, you should go check out the building challenge video. It's pretty cool. We had a building challenge. Mom judged it for us, and Alex won. So this building over here won, and it was a lot of fun. We had a blast doing it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy watching it. But we're going to do some more work at the city today. We're not done with the city. But what we're going to do is we got to do a little prep. So a couple of things struck me today, or actually while we were doing these builds. One is that we got to do more building. So we got to get the city going, and I'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do in the city. The other thing that struck me is that we're going to need a lot of materials to do that. So I think what we need to do is get some of our factories going. We need to get factories for, I don't know, concrete and terracotta and stone and all just the basic stuff, and then also kind of, other more fancy materials. But one of the things that's kind of going to be, I think, the foundation of all of that is dye. So I think we're going to need a dye factory pretty bad. And I was thinking about doing that over here. So this over here is going to be kind of our factory area. Our server draw distance right now is really bad. I think it's at like 4. It looks like so if you don't know, the All the Mods server pack has, I think it's called, I can't remember actually what the mod's called, but it dynamically adjusts the draw distance based on how the server's performing. So if things are laggy and stuff's going on, then it'll reduce the draw distance to kind of reduce the weight on the server. But right now it's not great. Anyway, so we're gonna build over here in the industrial area, and I think one of the first things I'm gonna do is create a dye factory, because it'll be simple and it will be something that we have to have for everything else. Like concrete factory is going to have tons of dyes. The terracotta factory, all of those different factories are going to need dyes. So let's send our work truck back home. And you can see I don't have this this is going very well. Also, the work truck is behaving really strangely right now too. You can hear it. It's like it's here, but it's not drawing. So anyway, there's something weird going on with the server right now. Anyway, so to do the dye factory, I think the obvious choice right now is Botania. So we're going to get into that today. And to do that, really kind of the first thing I need to get this gate. The truck's going to come through the gate, which is kind of lame. Let's see. See, it gets kind of stuck if you unload it, but it does seem to maintain the momentum a little bit. So anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Botania. Let's take a look real quick. So if we look at, the botany pots, and you look at, there's a hopper version of each one of these. This seems like kind of the thing that we would want to use for our dye factory, right? Small building, all the different color dyes in the form of the Botania flowers, and then the hopper botany pot that will allow us to just automatically pick them up, and they'll just be like a passive, just constantly making dyes, and hopefully that'll be enough, and we can just keep expanding it, and maybe there's even ways to make them grow faster. But we need a hopper hawks for that. So the hopper hawk is not that bad. We can actually do this. We have runes of air. We've got this stuff, and I don't know if we need. I'm assuming it consumes the rune of air, but redstone root, that's easy. All that stuff is easy. What's not easy is terrasteel. Well, I don't know. Relatively, it's not easy. It's not going to be that hard, but we can't make it yet. So the thing that we need, I believe, first is to make this terrestrial agglomeration plate. And because actually, if you look at terrasteel, I think it says that you need the mana infuser, but the mana infuser I think is just like an upgraded version of this thing. So anyway, I don't have a ton of knowledge about this, but this looks relatively easy. The problem is I believe this is saying it takes a half a mana pool. It doesn't, I don't know what this whole mana thing, this looks like this is, like a 0 to 100 bar, but it says 0.5 mana pool. So that's like a half a mana pool. So I spent way more time than I should have just like throwing blocks of coal into these flowers and getting this thing filled up, right? So that's not going to work. We're going to need a better setup here. One of the things I think you can do, so we have the Indo Flames. There's also the Exo Flame, I think it's called. Let's see. Yeah, the Exo Flame. If you create these, you actually, what is the Indo Flame? Yeah. The Exo Flame makes it so that if you just place down a furnace, you don't have to put, like if I just put this down here and I had exoflames around it, they suck up mana, but then you don't have to put any fuel in the furnace. They'll just smelt whatever you have in there. So I think if we had like a tree farm and an exoflame and mana constantly being produced, I think you get a gain if you smelt logs into charcoal, drop them into an endoflame. The endoflame sucks them up, turns them into mana, and then you use the mana to smelt the charcoal. I think you end up getting a net gain on that. So I'm going to try that right now. I'm just going to get a couple of furnaces going and see what that process is like, because really what we need is to just get some mana being generated for us like all the time, because we're going to need some of this Terra Steel. We're going to need to do who knows what else. So I don't know how far we have to get into Botania, but I know that we got to start with that. So what we can do, oops, I missed the, we can make this, because I think I got all the stuff in place. I had to make a few more runes, but I didn't show you guys that because it's pretty lame. Anyway, we put this down, and then I'm pretty sure you just, well, you have to put some things underneath it. In fact, the book probably tells us. So if we go look at Terra Steel, and we look at the terrestrial accumulation, yeah, so that's the thing it's telling us. And then, okay, so we need lapis blocks, we need living rock, I guess. And then I think there's a living rock underneath the middle. And then I think we have to use sparks, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it says, yeah, multiple sparks passing at mana will accelerate the process. So we need to create some sparks, which is just this. We got this because we got a few relays. And if I need to go get some more, I can. So anyway, I'm going to start getting all that stuff set up. We'll make a little bit of Terra Steel, use up whatever we have in our mana pool here. I'll get set up with the auto mana creation. I'm not going to go totally like Hambone today on Botania stuff, but I thought we would just at least get a little bit further along, because I think we're going to need to accelerate. Like Botania will help us make a more efficient dye farm or dye factory. So anyway, I'm going to get started on that, and then I will come back and show you what we got. All right, guys, I'm back and I've got a mess. So this is gonna have to change. So I've decided that I'm gonna actually move all of this stuff. I've got a spot over there. I'll show you in just a second. But I'm gonna light this portal, and to do that, I needed to have these Natura pylons. Oops, which I did build. So those are in here. These Natura pylons. That's a little messy. I had to make the mana pylons and then the Eye Vendor or whatever. Actually, it's not that bad, but it does take the Terra Steel. So it turns out you can basically get all the way to this this portal to Alfheim or whatever it is, and build this Elven Gateway core with one piece of Terra Steel. It's exactly enough, because you need to have two of those, or two of those pylons, which takes 3 pieces, and then one of these, which take 3 pieces. So one piece of Terra Steel, which we had already done, gets us all this stuff. And yes, you might be asking, why am I wasting Terra Steel on this when we're trying to get to botany pots, the hopper pots, which take those hopper hawks. Actually, it's not. Yeah, it's the botany pots take 3 Terra Steel nuggets each. But anyway, I just decided to go get all this stuff ready. So I think this portal to Alfheim will help us with the trade, like the elf trading and whatever. I just wanted to have all this set up. So we'll make more mana steel or Terra Steel here in just a minute. But the other thing I did was this. So this is kind of an automated way to get mana going. And the way this is working, let me just break it down. So I've got 3 of these set up, but you could tile them however you want. Put your wood or whatever in at the top, wood in this case, because we're going to make charcoal. Smelt it down into charcoal. Every time the timer ticks, I'll show you that, it unlocks the hopper, and one piece comes out of the hopper into the open crates, which drops them directly. The open crates aren't actually really, I mean, they're necessary because of the hopper in this case, but we don't need things to drop like accurately. I think that's the point of the open crate. Anyway, it's going to drop it down through the open crate onto the ground. It's going to drop 3 of them, because it'll drop 1 for each of these, and it'll every 20. So these charcoal, right? Words are hard. Charcoal has 1600 tick burn time in a furnace. That is 80 seconds. The endoflames burn things half as long as they would burn in a furnace. So that's 40 seconds, right? So I have this timer on 20 seconds. So that's 20 pieces of sand, right? So if you use regular sand, it is 1 second each. If you use red sand, I think it's 10 seconds each. And if you use soul sand, it's a minute each. So you can adjust the timer. But see how it just flipped? That pulsed. When it pulses, it unlocks the hoppers for just a long enough to drop one piece of charcoal. It drops the charcoal down and then they pick them up. Now the reason we're doing 20 seconds is again because these burn for 40 seconds. So I only need to get them on a cycle where one set is burning, right? And then 20 seconds in, it drops the other three. And then 20 seconds later, that first set is done burning, and so it drops another three. So if I had 6 of these, I would set the timer to 40 seconds, right? So we basically just keep these things going, and I only put a little bit of charcoal in there, because I'm going to actually need to move the mana pools, and I'm going to have to drain them with the mana tablets, so I didn't want to get too much in there. But the point is that I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to move all of this over here. The path goes through here. It's going to go kind of up here. We talked about that way back at the beginning when we built all this. The path will kind of come up through here. It'll go off that way to go towards the Central Park area and the city. It'll come off this way to go over to like Ryan's Forest or whatever. And then I thought right here we'd have a little like off path thing with a set of stairs or whatever, and then to come up here. And I think we'll put it right here. We got the river. Our draw distance is really bad right now. We got everybody on, so it's just not great. But you can usually, with better draw distance, you can see Ryan's Forest, can see the farm and whatever. It's kind of cool. I like it up here on this hill. So at least we got a little more space. I'm not going to do anything crazy today, but I'm just going to move that stuff up so we can get the portal lit, and then we can start working on the dye factory. So I'll get that stuff moved, and once I do, I'll build the hopper botany pots, and then we'll start working on the dye factory building. So I'll be right back. All right, so we got the Botania building done. You guys can get a little peek of it there, see what you think. It's kind of crazy, and I went overboard, but I decided to just kind of finish it up. It's not, I mean, I haven't actually finished it. I got to do a lot of work on the outside, but anyway, this is the building. So I wanted to actually use the Botania glass, but it has that shader problem where when you look through it, the sky's black. So I went with this luminous glass from Glassential, and I think it's pretty cool. It definitely has the same effect. I mean, it glows, but then it has these outlines, which is, at first I was thinking it was a little sci-fi, but I think it's okay. So we'll have to
it
work
looks
on
good.
it. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like it. So let me just show you guys around the base real quick, or around the Botania base here. So
Okay.
a couple of things. So this, I have to load this from the bottom. Let me go ahead and load it down here. If I put in wood in here, so let's just put some wood in each one of these. So we got a little bit in there. So you can fill that up with stone or wood or whatever, and I'll make a better way to do that. We'll be able to feed it from up here, but it'll just do this. I'm using the factory block placers from Engineers Decor as the block placers because they take no power, and you can set the redstone to just be automatic, so it's really nice. They are actually, I could probably do that with the cyclic placers as well, but I just made those because they were easier to make. But I did go with the cyclic block breakers because they are instant block breakers versus the Engineers Decor block breaker is like, it takes time unless you give it power. So anyway, I went with these block breakers, and I just have them around, and they're on a timer. I'm using 70 seconds right now because actually, I think I'm on 80 seconds. Let's go take a look at the timer. Yep, we're on 80 seconds, so 8 pieces of red sand, and then all it does is just fires off a signal every 80 seconds and breaks the blocks. And if they're not ready, it'll break them regardless, but you can see that they were ready, and then it just replaces. And I've got a hopper hawk, so we made our first hopper hawk already, and it's filling this up. So we're getting some good stuff. So we're getting living rock and living wood, and that's just been going while I've been building. I'm out of wood here, so right now the next thing I got to do is get a tree farm, so this can just be fully automated, because we could get wood, living wood, and wood for all this junk if we dump it in here. So let me show you kind of what I did here. I showed you guys before, but Ryan, Alex, you want to see this? So basically, all this does is there's a chest up top. And if you put, I didn't realize the glass was so close to it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It seems to let it open. So you put wood up there. It comes down through the hopper into the furnace. The exoflame burns it, or fuels the furnace, and turns it into charcoal. Charcoal goes down into a factory hopper. So again, I used a factory hopper because that just makes it so I don't have to invert the signal. So this factory hopper allows us to just like invert the signal. if we can open it, I'll show you. The redstone mode, you can have it just be inverted so that whenever it gets a tick, it drops an item. So it's just dropping one piece. And I went ahead and made 2 more of these flames so that we would end up with enough for 4 hoppers, or 4 mana pools. So these 2 here are feeding this mana pool through that spreader. The back 2 are feeding this one through this spreader. And the same over here. These 2 are feeding through that spreader, and these 2 are feeding to that spreader. Now, apparently my glass does not keep water out because doesn't it look like there's water in here?
No, that's only for shaders.
Maybe it's only the reflection off the glass. Because actually I don't see water like drop in here, so that's kind of cool. The shaders look cool, don't they, Alex?
Yeah, mine looks really normal.
Normal, yeah, nice. Okay.
It's got the like particles.
Yeah.
Up there and outside, but it's got the reflections in here.
Yeah, it's wild. All right, cool. So anyway, that's a thing.
Very cozy.
So, yeah, I just have a couple. So I set one of these up with the alchemy catalyst, so you can put the catalyst under the Botania stuff for different things. So this is a place where we do just like, throwing stuff into a mana pool that requires an alchemy catalyst. Over here, I set up a mana pool specifically for the runic altar. So this mana spreader is feeding the runic altar, and then these 2 are feeding these pools, which are specifically for the Elven portal, or the portal to Alfheim. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to light this thing. So I don't really know how this works. All I know is that you're supposed to put, you know what, let's do this. To be safe, I don't know how much it's going to take. So I'm going to take a couple of mana tablets. And
Wait, are we going to die?
No, I think we'll be all right. I'm going to fill these up.
No.
Don't accidentally pick up these mana tablets while they're filling the mana pools. I'm just going to fill those up so that we have enough, because I don't know how much it takes to light this thing. But I believe once we put the Natura pylons on there, it's just going to start doing its thing, and then it's going to eventually... Oh, they're cool. They light up stuff too. So that'll provide a little extra light. Wait, did you guys... You picked up the tablets. Can I
didn't.
Tablets?
Oh, they're in here.
Oh, the Hopper Hawk, man, it's got a really wide distance. Okay, so what we're going to have to do for that... Let me break that for a second. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use item frames. So you can tell it specifically what you want it to pick up if you put item frames on the inventories, and then it will only pick up things that are in item frames. So, and actually you can blacklist or whitelist with item frames. So, all right, let's see. Are we close on the mana pools? I would think they don't need to be full. And it looks like we drained the tablets. So that tablet is drained. That tablet's drained. All right, let's give this a shot. I don't think we need to get them totally full. That would be nuts if we did. All right, so we're going to put these down. So let's see. Oh, wait. Do I not know how to do this? I thought I put them over the mana pools. Oh, yeah, there we go. Like that.
Whoa.
Wait, why doesn't it let me place this one?
That's creepy.
Oh, there we go. There's another one.
It's like a ghost thing.
So now, do I have to, like, bind them? Oh, I did. So that seemed to have worked. I think you can have a minimum of 1. I thought you had to have 2, but it seems to have bound it. So now we've got... That's crazy looking.
What happens if you go in?
Nothing. But it does get wonky with the shaders. Like, you guys are totally black looking through the shaders. That's nuts. The shaders are wild with that. Okay.
Wait, did it look cool when you lit it? Because I didn't see it.
No, it just, like, turned green as far as I can tell.
It goes like night vision.
So now we've got the portal to Alfheim. The question is, what do we do with it?
I thought you knew.
I don't even remember what I wanted to do with it. It's been so long, like, building all this junk. Let's see. What can we do with the Alphomancy? The portal to Alfheim. So we just did it. All right, so it says, the elves once upon a time, the elves shared the world with the Minecraftians, blah, blah, blah. But you can't do anything anymore. So we get the portal... We make some stuff. We make the pylons. We build it. We right-click with the Wand of the Forest, and we're good. Now, why is it not unlocking the next thing? We just did the portal to Alfheim. That hasn't unlocked our next part of the book. All right, let's see. I wonder what the next step is. What if we just throw something in here, like a piece of glowstone? Might be gone forever. Or did it just go through to the back?
I'm going to Elvithheim.
All right, we'll figure this out. We'll be right back. All right, so we found out a couple of things, but What the world are you doing? Is that a Jeb horse?
No, it's a Grum horse. Capital Grum.
We learned a couple of things. So the core, the Elven Gateway core thing. If we look up uses for the core, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Go here.
It has no uses. It's useless.
We have Elven Trade, so we can do Nether Quartz for some stuff, Mana Glass for Alph Glass, which is cool. I haven't looked at that. The Mana Glass we couldn't use because it had the black sky problem. Dragonstone, Elementium, yeah, Dreamwood. Dreamwood looks really cool. The fancy Lexicotania. Actually, we should try that. Like, is it fancy? Let's see. Oh, I'll bet you that's how you get the alpha. And now I just realized, because the book says, listen to this, guys. For the Alphamancy, it says that all knowledge of Alfheim in this lexicon is at this point limited to what you find in this entry. It seems that elven knowledge has been almost totally lost. Perhaps if the elves could have a look at this book, they could provide further insight. So what you do, watch this, come over here. All right, so we're going to throw it in. All right.
What if we lose it?
And it just came back. Oh. Now the elves filled out more stuff. Oh. Ooh. All right, so we got our half mana pool. All right, we're going to do this one more time. I keep pulling stuff off of this. I didn't realize that it was so fragile. Okay, that's going to do its thing. It's so fragile. Then we're going to get a botany pot. Let's see, what's that look like? Where are they at? Right here. And,
I'm launching it from under the bed.
Nice. All right, so make a botany pot. Then we're going to use the hopper hawk. In just a second, we'll finally be able to make these stinking hopper botany pots, which is the whole point that we've been... There we go.
Oh, yes. What is that? What is that?
So that's a piece of Terra Steel. All right, so the Terra Steel, we use that, we break it into nuggets, and then we use the nuggets to make a hopper botany pot, which I believe you go like that, and there we go. So now we have a hopper botany pot. So now I can set this thing down, and it's got, oh cool, it shows it's got like a little hopper in it, right? All right, we'll make a barrel. We'll throw down a barrel. We'll throw down a hopper botany pot on top of it. And we need a piece of dirt. So let's grab a piece of dirt real quick and put a piece of dirt in there, and then let's grab a flower. This is a complete disaster, but we'll use a green flower. All right, put it on there.
Disaster.
Okay, so yeah, while we're waiting on that, I was just going to say I forgot to mention that I used half slabs in most of this because a lot of the Botania stuff has like half slabby type stuff. So I liked having the pools like down at that level, and then having this up, and then, you know, I don't know, just it was, I decided to go half slabs, and then, you know, like I'll have a sunken little area over here. What I was thinking about doing over here was just having like a little crafting station and a little bit of grass so that we can, like, if I ever need to manually grow some flowers out of petals or whatever. So, okay, so that thing's at 80%. Man, this is so slow. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention, I did make a bunch of these. I thought this was going to be like these agricarnations, right? These things are supposed to speed up the growth of like flowers within a certain amount of radius, but they just don't seem to work on hopper. I don't know if they work on anything. Maybe it's going a little faster. Okay, that totally worked. All right, so let's see. This is, yeah, see, it's, I mean, a minute 25. It's like a minute and a half anyway. It doesn't seem to me like it's going any faster. So I don't know if these agricarnations work or if I'm just like using them wrong. But they show that they've got do you have to associate them with something? It doesn't look like it. I think they're supposed to just basically bone meal things in, you know, around them every so often. So I don't think that they're really working. I was hoping that was going to be a way to speed up this process. But okay, now what we need to do is I need to make a total of 16 of these hopper botany pots, which is going to take a little bit of time, but I'll make 16 of these so that we get one for each color flower, and that'll at least give us the basic the basics for our dye factory. So Ryan and I are going to work on the dye factory. Alex is actually going to work on the concrete factory, help us get started on the concrete factory. So we're gonna get started on that stuff here in just a minute. So I guess now that we've got this in place, we've got all the stuff that we need to do that. So we'll go get started on that, and then we'll come back and we'll show you guys what kind of progress we're making. So hopefully we can get like the basics of the shop done today. All right, guys, we're back, and we've done some stuff. So I did a little bit of detailing here. Ryan, what do you think of the leaves?
I think it's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, it definitely adds to this. It'll make it, because it was just kind of plain and boxy. I've only done the front, so obviously it's going to need some work. But I think if we can, like, that'll actually look pretty cool if we can get this kind of just filled in with leaves and make it look like it's overgrown. And that'll be pretty cool. I think it'll actually even improve the look from the inside. Now, let's go take a look at the flower shop. So, it's been so long that I don't even remember what we said. I don't remember if we told everybody that we're going to do a flower shop, Rye, or if we just said we were doing the factory.
Yeah.
But we've decided to do a flower shop. And this is what it looks like. So it is not done. It doesn't actually even have a roof yet. And
Oh, it doesn't?
no, it doesn't. And it also doesn't have a sign over here, so I'm going to put a sign on this post out here. But I'm actually happy with it. So, Rye, you came up with the acacia foundation. We were struggling with a kind of a starting point, and Rye came up with the idea of acacia. I think it looks amazing. Let's go take a look inside. So, yeah, we got kind of just like a little awning, and these. Okay, so let me say something about these copper blocks. I think they look fantastic now, Rye. I didn't notice, but they're completely right. So those are. I don't think I have any left, or at least not around here. Where did I put them? They look like this when you start. And they start to they start to turn. They basically corrode or whatever, right? They oxidize and they turn into this color, which is really good. I mean, it actually looks pretty good with this. I liked it when they were kind of like, some of them were that color because they actually go like gradually, right? So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, at this point, it's been so long now that they are just all kind of this turquoise, which is totally fine. But I would like to get some of them back to the copper, and I don't know if there's a way to keep them copper. I don't know if there's anything you can do, but it seems like, because I don't really know, why would you have a block that looks one way and then like over time kind of becomes
Like you should be able to lock it some way.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
or
thinking.
clean it.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have like a
That would
rag.
be really cool if you could clean it, because then, like you were saying, we could have a service to go clean people's copper, and maybe
that's what I
maybe
would
that's
do.
a thing. We'll figure it out. So anyway, let's go inside real quick. So yeah, we used a lot of the acacia orange shingles. That's just terracotta, and so just to kind of give it some texture. And then in here, we've got the desk. Nice, Rye. Rye's going to do some business, and you'll notice that there's going to be a lot of flowers. Now, I love this the ceiling kind of, it makes it airy in here still. It gives us a lot more space to do some stuff upstairs. It still makes it feel nice and airy. I wanted a flower shop that was going to be really like packed, that felt like it was just kind of always like you came in and there's just flowers everywhere. So we'll put probably some sort of like vines or things like that around. And Rye came up with these dead bushes with the I ended up doing the pink leaves, but he had the leaves on there, and then I did another dead sapling in here. It's funny because I kept using saplings and then they would grow and fill this whole place up with tree, which wasn't great. But and anyway, so now we've got all 16 of the hopper botany pots made. So we've got a red one over here just because I wanted to kind of break it up a little bit. I don't know. This actually doesn't look great. I'll probably move this. That should just be...
I like it.
That's all right. So it's actually producing quite a bit already. It hasn't been running that long. I mean, it's been running for a while, but so anyway, yeah, you can see we're getting quite a bit of dyes already. Basically, each one of these turns into 2 dyes, and the tall ones, whenever you find tall, those turn into 4. So it's working pretty good, and so they just keep cranking away. And I made the pots all match the colors of the dye, and then I put you suggested that I put one of those pestils, so I put it here. So we can, if anybody wants to, they can use it. So right now, this is obviously not automated, right? We need to put some pipes underneath it, pull stuff out. We're not exactly sure. I was thinking we might run a pipe like up the side of the building to the top floor, because pipes look cool on the outside anyway. So we might see if there's any pipes in the game that look cool. I'm not sure what that is, but
don't take my iron. It's mine.
Anyway, so yeah, then all of these flower pots will get filled. We'll add a bunch more junk in here, and then of course we've got an upstairs. Now, Rye, did you notice this railing?
Yeah, I know. It's super cool, and you did it with this weird pink thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's this called platforms, and it's super cheap to make. You can basically make these out of anything. I made these out of like blue nether bricks, which I think look okay. I was just messing around with stuff, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's called the platforms mod, and I didn't even know we had it. I didn't even know where it came from. So you can make all kinds of stuff with that, but the railing looks pretty cool. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do still. This building is not done, and obviously we don't have the automation done. But what we did get done is the dye, right? I mean, we have all of our hopper botany pots. We're automatically producing flowers, and we can automatically produce dye. We'll figure out how to why don't we sleep? We'll figure out how we want to go about doing like the automated because really we want to keep some flowers and some dye, right? So we'll figure out how to
Yeah.
do that, and then we'll ship it over to the factories, which are going to be over here. We've got a big plan for the factories. They're going to be over in this area, and actually Alex is getting ready to start working on some stuff. So what we're going to do, I'm sorry, this was a really disjointed episode. It took us a long time to get it out. I've been really busy at work. We've had a lot
Yeah.
going on. So yeah, we're sorry about that. But we are going to do quite a bit of building and work in the next for the next episode, which hopefully we'll have out in about a week. And we're going to try to do just kind of show parts of our factory and talk about the things that we're going to try to do, or we're going to do with the city and how it's going to progress. And we're just going to try to make a little more progress. And I'll try to make the next video a little less jumbled. But anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm sorry we're a little inconsistent on this one as far as timing, but we'll work it out, and we'll get back to you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
Hello.
Oh, crap.
Ow.
You scared me to death. All right.
Oh yeah.
So what are we going to do? We're going to do a challenge for Blaze, which is right down here, right?
Nope, Dad, wrong place. Wrong place. Okay, we may start. Any of these, you can go to each spawner, and if you get ahead, you win.
All right. So what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to not kill each other doing this?
Well, you know what? Maybe a few casualties.
Oh, I just hit you. See, this is going to happen. You're on fire. You look like a blaze.
Yeah, but I have such. How about this? You have the blaze spawner. I'll do the piglin spawner.
You know what?
I
I
got
think
it.
that would be smarter to like make more spawning spots up here.
Oh, that is awesome. That is so cool. Dad, you gotta look at this. It's a baby. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, nice. He's wearing a piglin head or something?
No, he's wearing a zombie head and he's a piglin. Please, I'm innocent. Don't kill me. Get out of my territory, Dad. Any luck?
Not yet.
Me either.
Got a blaze head. Nailed it.
Are you serious? No.
Yep.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me just see if I get one of these.
Game
Dang it.
over.
This
Good
game is
game.
rigged.
Good game. Later. I'm out of here.
Bad game. Bad game. Bad game.